false approach because we've never in history looked at a problem that we contribute in the United States and said, well, if it's happening somewhere else, then we shouldn't fix it. So I don't think that that's a reasonable excuse. But I also do think it's important to note that other countries are emitting and that we must hold them accountable as we hold ourselves accountable. America has led on lots of initiatives in the past. You have people in Hong Kong waving their flags and singing the American national anthem right now because we inspire them. We can do the same thing on climate change.
Yeah, I would say what you said is totally correct. The United States contributes to 25% of historic emissions in the world. And if we are the country that we say we are, if we're the leaders that we say we are, we need to lead by example here and work on what we're doing here so that the rest of the world can follow our lead.
I have a question. When your children ask you, did you do absolutely everything in your power to stop the climate crisis when the storms are getting worse and we're seeing all of the effects of the climate crisis? When they ask you, did you do everything? Can you really look them in the eye and say, no, sorry, I couldn't do anything because that country over there didn't do anything, so if they're not going to do it, then I'm not? That is shameful, and that is cowardly. And there is no excuse to not take action, to not improve as much as we can in the United States. And how can we call ourselves the city on a hill or an example for the world if we're going to be cowards and hide behind waiting for other people saying that I'm not going to do this because they didn't. I want you to think about, this is all about being able to look your children in the eye and say, I did absolutely everything I could for you. I know that we're up against a lot of pressure. I know that the time is running out, but like honey, however you call your kids, I did everything I could. And so I just don't understand, as a parent, how can you look your kid in the eye and say, there's this impending crisis.
You guys are so irresponsible and greedy.
But I stood back and I didn't really do anything. I didn't take action. I didn't act like it was an emergency because our neighbors over there weren't doing it. So I'm just not going to. How can you tell your children that?
That's right. How can you tell your children that?
I think I don't need to add anything, but just another perspective. I am from Sweden, it's a small country, and there it is the same argument. Why should we do anything? Just look at the US, they say. So just so you know, that is being used against you as well.